వెల్కమ్ టు హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్. ఏపీ మరియు తెలంగాణలో బెస్ట్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్గా ప్రజెంట్ హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అవుతుంది. అలానే మంచి మొబైల్ యాప్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్, దీంట్లో ఫ్రీగా అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి, చూసుకోండి.
ఫండమెంటల్ డ్యూటీస్. సో ఫండమెంటల్ డ్యూటీస్, fundamental duties, right? So here we are discussing fundamental duties. So what are the fundamental duties? What is the importance of fundamental duties? How many fundamental duties are there right now? So which committee recommended these fundamental duties? At present, how many fundamental duties are in the constitution? And last fundamental duty, when was it added in the constitution? So all these points will be discussed right now. So but this is a small chapter, although we will get one question maybe, but we have to complete the syllabus, we have to complete the chapter. So fundamental duties. So first of all, fundamental duties are taken from USSR constitution. So we can say Russia constitution. We can say like this, Russia constitution. So USSR constitution, United Soviet Socialist Republic constitution. So fundamental duties are taken from Russian constitution. Russia provided fundamental duties to their people, because Russia was a socialistic country once upon a time. In socialistic country, duties are very important than rights. In socialistic country or communist country, duties are very, very important than rights. So we have taken from Russian constitution these fundamental duties. So now fundamental duty means response or response. So everybody should have responsibility towards the country, towards the constitution, towards the everything. So duty means the responsibility, okay? And so Swaran Singh committee actually Indira Gandhi government appointed Swaran Singh committee. That Swaran Singh committee suggested government. So because of Swaran Singh committee, the fundamental duties are added in the constitution. What was the committee? Swaran Singh committee. It has directed the Indian government to include fundamental duties in the constitution. So in 1976, according to 42nd Amendment Act, in 1976, according to 42nd Amendment Act, 10 fundamental duties are added. 10 fundamental duties are added in the constitution. So 1976, according to 42nd Amendment Act, 10 fundamental duties are added in the constitution. Right? Where these fundamental duties are included, which place? So fourth chapter 51A article. Fourth chapter 51A article is explaining about fundamental duties. So actually in the beginning there were no fundamental duties in the constitution. After the 26 years after the independence, after 26 years fundamental duties are included in the constitution. But you may have one doubt. So why the constitution makers not recognized the fundamental duties? So why these fundamental duties are added after 26 years? Why these fundamental duties are added in the constitution after 26 years? So our government India newly got the independence. That's why we have not given importance to duties, just we have given importance to rights. So we have not given importance to duties. That's why, so fundamental duties are not added in the constitution in the beginning. But after 26 years, our governments understood the importance of fundamental duties. Because of that reason, the government of India appointed Swaran Singh Committee. Swaran Singh Committee suggested fundamental duties. But in the emergency, 1976 means we have emergency in India. In the emergency, according to 42nd Amendment Act, these 10 fundamental duties are added in 1976. But right now at present, we have 11 fundamental duties in the Constitution. At present, we have 11 fundamental duties in the Constitution. In 2002, according to 86th Amendment Act, 11th fundamental duty is also added in the Constitution. In 2002, according to 86th Amendment Act, 11th fundamental duty is also added in our Constitution. So right now we have 11 fundamental duties. Right now we have 11 fundamental duties. Okay. So now we have 11 fundamental duties. Just what are the aims and objectives? The aims and objectives of fundamental duties. Just we have to listen 2-3 points. So first, fundamental duties are not compulsory. So fundamental duties are not compulsory. These are depending on ethical values of the people. Fundamental duties, the implementation of fundamental duties must be depend on the ethical values of the people. For the implementation of fundamental duties, Parliament has to make the law. Parliament has to make the law. So these are depending on ethical values. Parliament will make the law to introducing fundamental duties. Why? Because generally fundamental duties depends on ethical values. Sometimes these are the not legal duties. These are not legal concepts. Why? Because total depends on ethical system. According to political thinkers, these fundamental duties are worthless. But whatever depends on government laws, depends on ethical values, the fundamental duties can be implemented, can be followed by the people. So these are the simple concepts regarding the aims and objectives, right? So fundamental duty concept totally depends on that particular ethical values. Okay, first of all, we have to see, I want to explain the fundamental duties, 11 fundamental duties. I would like to explain these 11 fundamental duties, right? So first fundamental duty, what is first fundamental duty? It is very, very important. So every Indian citizen must respect the constitutional principles, national flag and national anthem. Every citizen of India should respect the constitutional principles, Constitution and its principles. Its principles. Every citizen respect the Constitution, its principles, and national flag and national anthem. So this is first fundamental duty. So you see, every Indian citizen respect the Constitution. Respect the Constitution means whatever the government saying, whatever the government laws, whatever the government policies, we should respect that policies. We should listen, we should follow the government orders. That is respect to Constitution. But respect to Constitution means should not do like that, should not go to Delhi, should not pray in front of Constitution. This is not the way. The way is, what are the government laws, what are the government policies. We should respect laws, we should respect policies, we should follow the government policies, government orders. That is the respect to Constitution and Constitution principles. And national flag, we should respect national flag. So most of all, maximum people not following, not respecting, but we should respect national flag. It is the three colors flag, saffron, white and yellow, green. We should respect our national flag. So at the time of flag hosting, we should respect our national flag. This is most important. We should attend to flag hosting ceremonies. So everybody has to respect our national flag. And national anthem. National anthem. We should respect national anthem. Should respect national anthem means whenever, for example, you are listening national anthem, automatically you should be in attention. You should be in attention. That is the respect national anthem. So national anthem was written by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. It is the great song of Indian nation. So we should respect national flag and national anthem. This is first principle. Every Indian citizen respect the Constitution and its principles and respect national flag, national anthem. So this is first principle of fundamental duties. And second, every citizen should respect sovereignty and integrity of the country. Every citizen protect sovereignty and integrity of the country. Yes, we protect our country sovereignty and integrity. See, today there are so many riddles to our India, so many threatenings are there to our integrity and sovereignty. Every day we are watching in TV, we are reading in paper, in Jammu and Kashmir, terrorists are attacking on our areas, and as well as they are threatening for our sovereignty and integrity. So we, as an Indian citizen, we protect our sovereignty and integrity of the country. So as an Indian citizen, you may go to military, you may service to society, you may face when you see this kind of problems. So this is the sovereignty and integrity of the country. We should protect the sovereignty and integrity of the country. And next, so we should be ready to participate in the protection of the country. We must be ready, or every citizen should be ready to protect our country. Okay, every citizen should be ready to participate in the protection of the country. For example, your need is there in the military, then you go and join in the military, you protect your country. So you must be ready you always should be ready to participate in that protecting of our country. So everybody has to ready, everybody should be ready to participate in the protection of our country. This is the third point. And fourth one, what is fourth one? So every Indian citizen compulsory participate in the service of the nation. Every Indian citizen compulsory ready to participate in the service of the nation. So here you see, we do service to our country, we do service to our society. Every person must be ready to do service to our country. Okay, so this is fourth point. Everybody must be ready to participate in the protection of the country, and every person, every citizen must be ready to participate in the service of the nation. To be ready to participate in the service of the nation. And fifth one, every citizen to be maintained brotherhood among the people. Every citizen to be maintained, ready to maintain the brotherhood among the people. So brotherhood, it is the most important concept. In India, the brotherhood is the main concept. So everybody to be ready to participate, to be ready to maintain brotherhood among the people. Fraternity, we should maintain fraternity among the people. We should respect our people. We maintain brotherhood among our people. So this is our culture, this is our tradition. We must be ready to maintain the brotherhood among the people. This is the fifth point. And including every citizen of the country must be respect the honor of the woman. Every citizen of the country must be ready to honor of the woman, respect the honor of the woman. We respect the honor of the woman because our India has a lot of traditions. India gives importance to women. So we must be ready to protect or respect the honor of the woman. So every citizen must be maintained the brotherhood among the people, as well as respect the honor of the woman. Respect the honor of the woman. And sixth one, the sixth fundamental duty is, so every citizen of India must be ready to protect our culture, our mixed culture and mixed living systems. Every person of India must be ready to protect our mixed culture. This is our wealth. We must be ready to protect our mixed culture. Everybody protect our culture, respect our culture. This is our fundamental duty, sixth fundamental duty. And seventh one, every citizen of India must be ready to protect environment, greenery of our country. So every citizen of India must be ready to protect environment, greenery of our country. So today, you know, what kind of pollution, what is the pollution? There is very much of pollution. So because of pollution, there are so many environmental problems. So to avoid environmental problems, we must protect our greenery, our environment, our weather, etc. This is our primary duty. And eighth one, every Indian citizen, so protect the public property and private property. We must be a caretaker of public property and private property. We protect public properties and private property. Both are our nation property. So only government properties are our properties, Private properties are not our properties. We should not neglect that. Both are our properties. Private property and public property, both are our properties. We must be protect them. We must protect private property. We must protect public property. So we should protect all the properties, right? This is the eighth one. And ninth one, so every Indian citizen try to develop the scientific and technical knowledge. Every citizen of India try to develop technical and scientific knowledge, because everybody should have technical knowledge. Technical knowledge gives us strengthening to survive in our country. Technical knowledge is most important knowledge. So it is very better than the academic knowledge. So what is the point? Ninth point, every Indian citizen compulsory develop their technical and scientific knowledge. And tenth one, everybody be ready to participate in the meetings individually, collectively. Everybody be ready to participate in the meetings, in the public occasions, individually and collectively. Because you see, we have to improve our speaking skills. So when you want to develop your speaking skills, you must be participate in the collective programs, in the meetings, in the programs. That is why what I'm saying. So everybody must be ready to develop the skills, speaking skills. So must participate in the meetings individually and collectively. And 11th one, 11th fundamental duty. 11th fundamental duty is, so this is for parents. This fundamental 11th fundamental duty was added in 2002 according to 86th amendment. You must remember the date and amendment. So in 2002, 11th fundamental duty is added according to 86th Amendment Act. So this 11th fundamental duty for the parents. So what is that? Every parent compulsory provide the compulsory education to their children, those who are having age from 6 to 14 years. Every parent compulsory provide the education to their children who has age from 6 to 14 years. So to avoid child labor system, the parents compulsory provide education, the parents have to provide compulsory education to their children, those who are having age in between 6 to 14 years. So this is 11th fundamental duty. It is added in 2002 according to 86th Amendment Act. Okay. And the government of India appointed a commission, that is Justice Sharan Verma Commission. Justice Sharan Verma Commission in 1998. So Justice Sharan Verma Commission was appointed by Indian government in 1998. Justice Sharan Verma Commission, it was appointed by Indian government in 1998. So this commission suggested to Indian people and Indian government 3rd January, it is Fundamental Duties Day. We have to follow 3rd January as Fundamental Duties Day. We have to follow this 3rd January. Why? Because in 1977, 3rd January, fundamental duties are implemented. 1977, from 3rd January onwards, fundamental duties are implemented. So 3rd January has to celebrate as Fundamental Duties Day. Why? Because if we celebrate this 3rd January as Fundamental Duties Day, what happens? Everybody will know the importance of fundamental duties. So this is the Sharan Verma suggested to government, and he suggested the government suggests the students to follow the fundamental duties according to Verma Commission. So government should send the circular to all schools to follow the fundamental duties, because maximum students are not knowing about the importance of fundamental duties. Even though national anthem is there, for example, you are listening national anthem. So the national anthem is coming from somewhere, you are listening that, but you can't respect that. You are sitting or speaking whatever. So what I am saying, according to Verma Commission, government has to circulate a circular in the schools to follow the fundamental duties. Okay, and next for third one, through TVs and papers, government has to propagate the fundamental duties. So through TV, through papers, government propagate the importance of fundamental duties according to Verma Commission. First of all, the advertisement should be there regarding the importance of fundamental duties. The advertisement should be there. Whenever the government do the advertisements through television and paper, then students, all the people know the importance of fundamental duties. So this is suggestion of Verma Commission, and through pamphlets, government will propagate the importance of fundamental duties through pamphlets, through mics, etc. But government should take necessary action to implement fundamental duties, and people have to get awareness regarding fundamental duties. The government has to take some necessary precautions, because there are so many criticism, there are so many criticizers criticize these fundamental duties. What is that? They have no importance. They are only depends on the ethical values. So implementation is very problem. So implementation is not properly. So there are so many criticism. But anyhow, fundamental duties, our constitutional concept, as an Indian citizen, we follow the fundamental duties. We assume the functionings of these fundamental duties, and as well as what we are saying, that the government, the voluntary organizations, they will take compulsory actions, compulsory precautions to propagate the fundamental duties. So in Indian Constitution, fundamental duties also one of the important chapter regarding the competitive examinations. So thank you very much. Thank you.